Hello, in the last video, we talked about hooks and types of hooks. Emotional, curiosity driven, and problem solving. One of the examples I gave was about paper quiz hook. So I did a part of it that has to do with how I shot the video. Paper quiz effect. I'm going to make two clips. Once I'm about to step on it, I'll cut into the next clip, and that is what creates it. I also said that the second part to that puzzle would be what I do in post after the shoot. What I am going to also do as far as editing that particular hook is concerned. So I'm going to be taking you through how the tools in CapCut work. So for content creators and small business owners who want to take their content creation work to another level, CapCut is by far one of the most recommended tools out there. You can start using it for free. CapCut is available on desktop and mobile. Without further ado, we will get into CapCut right here, okay? So here I am in my timeline. This is the clip that I am going to be editing. Now, CapCut, like I said, is very easy to use. But if you come here, you'll find the media tab. Of course, it's self-explanatory because the media tab houses all the assets that you're going to be using for your project. All of these tabs, various tools that you can use. So once you're ready to edit and you have your files or your videos in your folder, make sure you always open a particular folder on your desktop for your project. Okay, so once you're ready to import your videos, you just simply click on this here, on this tool, and then from there you have access to all your files, whether pictures or videos. And as you can see, I have my videos on here. Then the next thing you want to see is here is your timeline. So whenever you're ready to start your project, you can easily just take your videos and bring them to the timeline like so, but I'll delete that. So basically that's how it works. And then you have audio, text, stickers, effects, transitions, and so on and so forth. But what I'm really going to be concerned with is coming down here, your picker, your highlighter or your selector. Once you want to get your selector, you come here and just select your thing. That's the tool for selection. One thing I want you to know is that shortcuts are very, very useful when you are doing your project. In front of that selection tool, you have the letter A, which simply means that if you punch A on your keyboard, you have pretty much done what would have taken you time to select manually. All right, so take note of that. And then this is the split tool. As you can see, it has the blade icon to it. If you hit B on your keyboard, that will give you the blade to cut. So you want to cut to the left and take it out immediately, you use this. You want to cut to the right and take it out immediately, you use that. Okay, those are the tools. Then supposing you made a mistake and you want to revert it, this tool right here will help you. As you can see, if you highlight it, that's undo. Control or Command for Mac, Ctrl+Z for Windows. Basically, those are the basic things. And then of course, if you come to this side, if I highlight an item, this side will appear. This is where you have the properties of your clips. This is where all the effects will happen. And then if you look at this diamond looking shape, they are called keyframes. And these are the ones that will help you. You can animate objects, you can animate your videos, using these keyframes. They are very, very, very important in knowing how to use CapCut as a tool. So take note of that. So we have video here, video tab, we have audio, we have speed, we have animation, we have tracking, we have adjustment. Adjustment takes care of your color grading. Should you want to take care of your colors and all that, this is where you do all of that. So, but I'm going to stay with video, but now let's edit our video. Now you need to understand that first time encountering CapCut, you're not just going to get good, boom, and you're running with it. As you keep using it, you're going to realize that it's going to become second nature to you. It's just very easy to use. It's still the best user-friendly tool out there. There are many other professional softwares, but those ones have very steep learning curve. Let's come back to here. So if you look at this place right here, you will see aspect ratio. Now from aspect ratio, we can change the orientation of our clip right here. So what I did before was a horizontal video, which is the video you watched first. I want to actually do this to optimize it for social media, right? So the way I now change the orientation is to click on this aspect ratio here and then come down to 19 by 16. 16 by 9 is your typical landscape, but that is not what we need. We need this one. So automatically you can see it has switched it to that. Let's work on this thing here. Now there are two clips that I have on here. This first clip, I cut it so that it can seamlessly be joined together with the second clip. The reason I did that is to be able to pull the image closer so that whatever it is I write on the paper can be visible. So basically, I am putting two clips together. That's the bottom line. To achieve this, we have to first and foremost take care of our text, because that's the main reason why we are doing this. Now I will come to the text tab here. If you look at that box, there are other text effects of templates and stuff here. You can use AI within here, text art, and then there's favorite where I keep my text that I reuse over and over again. Presets, I don't want that, I don't want that. It's just a lot of other things, but this is what we need right here because we're doing our text from scratch. I'll just quickly type on here, my best scent is. So now what I'm going to do is to break these two apart so that they will be on top of each other, so that the lines will be on top of each other. The reason I'm doing that is so I can fit them under my feet. So if I come here, I will just reduce the lines in between them. As you can see right here, I'm reducing the line in between them. But first and foremost, after doing that, I need to quickly change the font. I want font that is very visible and thick, maybe. Maybe this would be good. So, and then I need to change the color to black, of course, because the paper is white. So, and then you see this round circle here. I will use that to actually reshape that. And then if I come to where the properties are, you remember I told you this place right here is where all the properties of our clips are. Let's say I move down here, right? Let me park it right there. I can easily resize that to exactly where we want it. I can either move that thing from here, or I can actually move them from inside of here. As you can see, if you scroll down, see that? But it's always best to move it from here because it's faster and easier, right? So if I come back here, I would need to reshape that to fit the shape of my foot on the paper right there so that I actually execute that illusion correctly. I would reduce that a little bit. I'll scale down a little bit so that it fits. So now we have done the approach for this thing is that we need to make a sandwich. So the way we do that is to copy these particular clips again and take it up above our text. And then the next thing I do is I will create a compound clip by right-clicking on that clip, and then this whole thing will open, and then I'll go for create compound clip. All right. Now what compound clip does simply is put more than one clips together. It could be text, it could be photo, it could be video. You can easily put everything together to make one clip. So that's what we're doing for that. Let's extend the text a little bit. And then as you can see, once I put that clip on top of the text, you can't see the text anymore. It has not gone anywhere. The text is still there. As you can see, there are 3 layers of clips in my timeline. This is the bottom layer, and this is the middle layer, which is the text, and that's the top one, which is the one we're going to treat now to reveal the text. So how I do that is I select my text and then go to properties right here, and I click on mask. Like as the name implies, the thing is still there, but you can reveal it removing the mask, okay? it's very easy to understand. So if you look down below here under Add Mask, you see other tools, but to reveal those tools, we have to click on Add Mask. All right. The particular tool that we need is Split. Once we click on the split, a divide happens here. Now that's the divide that we are going to animate using this keyframe. If you remember, I told you about the keyframe. So we'll move this up here. But before we do that, we're going to hide it by clicking the icon right here. So that would hide our clip. We're hiding the one beneath it. But we're going to reverse that. We're going to turn it that way. And then we're going to lift it all the way to the beginning, to the top right there. And then come here and set a keyframe position. We're setting a position because we're going to gradually move down as we move our clip. All right. So to do that, we'll need to move our playhead to the beginning of that clip. So we'll start moving now. And then before we move, let's go back to our clip and then mask and then split. All right. We're still on split. And then we're going to set a keyframe by clicking on that. After this one, when we move next, we're not going to have to set that keyframe manually. So our value is going to be applied automatically whenever we move this playhead. All right, so let's do it. So I move the playhead to the point where my foot starts to come in. Once I step on the paper, I'm going to move this thing right here. And once I move it, it's going to set another keyframe. You remember I told you right there, it has set another keyframe because I moved that thing. So I'm going to move again. All right. And then I'm going to set another keyframe right here. And I shift that a little bit or rotate it a little bit so that I get it correctly. All right. So that will set another keyframe. And then I move again. I move it. And then I keep moving. Let's zoom in to our clip right there so that we'll see what we're doing. I move again. And then I move again. Then I move. You just keep moving until you get it out of the way. I move, I move, I move. Till we get it out of the way. So now what we're going to do next is to reveal the bottom clip, okay? So we'll reveal this bottom clip so that we can see our text on paper, all right? So to really see if we have executed this thing correctly, we have to actually come back to see how it is. Now, sometimes you may not even get it right the first time, but you do have the opportunity to fine-tune it and clean it up, okay? So that's what we're going to do next. I'll just simply bring that playhead back. As you can see, so as we keep going, and then we'll start fine-tuning it, like I said. So once it gets here, you see that it's still right on my foot. So we'll have to take it bit by bit so that it will reveal it at the right time, not too early, not too late. So as you can see, there's a point there where I need to cover first before my foot gets out of the way. Bottom line is make sure that you are zoomed in on your clip so that you would see everything correctly. Okay, look at that. It's too early. So we're going to fine tune that so that the reveal will be smooth. So this one is still too early. Right there. We move. Okay, we move again. Once we're out of the way, we're good. All right, so now that we have been able to do that, so we'll just play it back and see how smooth it is. Let's click on the lower clip. As you can see, boom, that's it right there. So we step on it and then the text reveal itself. See that? We can still even go in and still fine tune some more if we want, but that's the effect we're trying to achieve. So there you have it. I hope you learned some from it. You have to use it over and over again and get yourself familiarized with the ecosystem of CapCut. It's one of the easiest tools or user-friendly tools out there for editing. So there you have it. On to the next one, and let's keep creating. Peace.